Welcome to Intelligence Check. We're a homebrew D&D Dungeons & Dragons campaign streaming live from twitch.tv, and we're bringing this back to YouTube so you can read, share, rewatch, and have a great time with it. This video is the first session of our first campaign that we have together as a group, where our characters are going to meet for the first time, we establish our mission, and everyone gets to kind of get together, get comfy, figure out how all of our characters fit together, as well as let our DM have a chance to get to know how we want to play, how he wants to have our world unfold, and how we are all going to get along. Now, some of you are D&D experts, but some of you have also had a lot of questions for us coming in and saying, okay, seriously, have zero idea what you're trying to do right now. There are lots of amazing resources out there for you to help understand how the details of D&D works and what makes up a live-action role-playing game. One of the best descriptions I've ever seen is Will Wheaton's Titan's Grave. He does an amazing job and has an awesome production crew who really help break it down in simple terms so that if you've never had any context for D&D, you'll walk away with a really good understanding. And also, like, he's the king of the nerds and he does it really well, so you should just go watch that. Like, I'll wait. It's cool. But if you're short on time, here's the basics. D&D involves a dungeon master, a DM, and a group of players. Before we even get together to play, the DM or game master prepares a world and a variety of secrets within that world. They know all the monsters, all the treasures, and where they all are on this giant map. The DM is the player's guide through the world, helps them discover where these things are, and also as a referee to ensure that the players are playing by the rules of the game. Now, dungeon masters create the world, but it's the players who guide the game and decide what direction they take. So, unlike a movie or a video game where there's a general plot direction, the players are actively changing and driving the story with their decisions. The DM can change, adapt, and should basically change how the game is going to unfold based upon the characters' decisions and why they want to go where they're going to go. The DM may have originally created a story where the players are on a quest to find out why a dragon is terrorizing a local village. But along the way, they discover a unique map on the body of an orc they kill. In a twist, the players decide to follow the map rather than continue to the dragon's lair. The dragon is still there, but the players have actively changed the story to fit their desires. The players themselves have each crafted a character with their own race, their own class, their skills and attributes and equipment. The characters each have personalities as well that the players will try and act out or roleplay to help each other get a sense of who they are in that world. This also makes for a much more fun and engaging session because we get to do silly voices and everything. The choices and the outcomes based upon the choices are usually decided by dice. This adds an element of chance to the entire engagement and makes sure that everybody feels like there's a fair play. So, say I want to throw an axe at Endeavor's head. He and I both roll dice to see if I hit. He rolls to dodge and I roll to hit him. If I succeed, I then roll dice to see how much damage I do. In the campaign, you'll also see us roll dice to see if we discover secrets within the world. These are rolls that are going against the DM, who then acts out the story to tell us what we do or do not see. And that's basically it that you need to know to get into it. You're going to see some dice throwing, you're going to see us making some silly voices and some silly ideas going across and back and forth across the table. But in general, we, the players, are playing in a world, and it depends on what we decide to have everything happen. So sit back, enjoy the ride, have fun with our first session. I'll let each player introduce themselves during our session, but other than that, we hope you have a good time.
I didn't see you. I just missed your face.
There he is. Alright, welcome guys. How are you doing? I need to find the right scene. Ta-da! How's everyone going? Oh, we probably want to not show Spotify to everybody. Oh, did that work? Oh, damn straight. Alright, we're all live, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome! How are you guys doing tonight? They can hear you.
They can hear
Hi! They hear me?
They can hear you.
I guess so.
Yes. Alright.
Hi-oh!
How's chat?
My beard's cut off.
Your beard cut off? Oh, is it? Okay, there we go. Are we all looking? Are we all happy with our screen captures? Okay. Yay, Vargion's dancing in chat. Welcome, guys. We are Intelligence Check. I have got we are armed and ready, and I'm going to turn over the night. If you guys would be so kind and helpful to help spread the word, and if you could tweet out and retweet or tweet out, craft your own, tell people what you're doing on Twitter, that you're going to come watch us. So we're going to be amazing. Take some ridiculous screen captures of us and selfies and blast them all over Twitter and tell people. I would greatly appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to, I have to point this way, to our lovely GM. Is it DM or GM, says the noob?
In Dungeons and Dragons, technically it's DM.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I kept writing it GM because people kept talking about GM, and then it was like DM, and I was like, I know it's DM.
That's the politically correct term.
I've already failed. I've already rolled a critical fail.
Do we
yes.
look politically correct?
I know, right? Come on now.
So I'm going to hand it over to our GM, Brian, who's going to let you guys know what we're going to be playing and everything. But thank you guys for being here. Really happy. So, and I'm going to mute the monster cat. The only monsters I want to fight is the ones that Brian puts in my face. Okay, go.
Fun. Alright, so I guess brief introduction before we jump to the characters and let them introduce themselves. We will be playing 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, the most recent edition just released not too long ago. And we're doing a homebrewed campaign as opposed to something Wizards created, primarily because that gives us more creative freedom to do what we want, but then also hopefully down the road we can ask you guys what you want to see. And so we have some straw polls saying, hey, what monsters should I throw at them this week? What puzzles should they overcome? And we can do whatever we want. No limitations. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can come up
No
with.
limitations. Oh, as the chat picks Elder Orbs to kill us on the day.
Minor limitations. How's that sound? So before we jump into the story at large, you guys, how about you go ahead and introduce your characters? Who are you playing as? Name, class, race, anything special?
The important parts, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Favorite color?
Miklo can go first.
Yellow. I mean blue. No. Hello, everyone. I'm Miklokin. I'll be playing the wonderful character Endeavor. He is a street urchin, currently at this time, and he recently just solved a crime that he was framed for, and now he is, I don't know where he is, but he'll find out. But that's my character, and I hope you love him.
What does he look like?
Oh, so he's dirty blonde. It's
A
messy.
dirty blonde.
Clean shaven. Yes.
I'm gonna be asking how that works later.
Do I need to shave for this? Is that? Oh. Shit.
No, I'm
No,
just wondering how an urchin
No, don't shave.
has
the
a beard.
Do not
Doesn't have a
shave.
beard.
Just get you like one of those skull caps, and we'll find a way to.
And he has he has a very lovely pet mouse named Cicero, and he has very common clothes. He doesn't have any armor of any sort. Kind of dirty, and yes, he looks like a homeless person.
But he's clean shaven. Got it.
He's clean shaven. He does have a knife.
Okay.
Homeless in every way but the beard.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds like a hobo from the Upper West Side.
Yeah,
And
right.
he's
It's a hipster
strapping.
hobo.
He's a strapping age of 20, so he looks youthful.
Okay. Next up, we have Tidebreaker downstairs. I'm just going in rotation because I don't know if you guys can see the screen, so I was just going to do that for you guys. Go ahead.
I'll be playing as Tidebreaker, Sentinel Tidebreaker, actually. He's a Goliath Paladin. He's about 8'2", 375 pounds. Just a wall. So I will be playing our tank and healer pretty much. He's got his whole body covered in armor and a few scars on the face. No hair, no beard, nothing. So we'll see how well he can protect our party.
It's going to be need to do that because I'm a dingus. Anyway. Azort, you are next.
Ohio. Miyujikuru ayo kaezo desu. I am a female air genasi. I am about 6 foot tall, a little tall for a lady. Not on the heavier side, somewhat svelty. On her back, you can see what would appear to be a lute, but it doesn't look like a lute. And she also has two flute-looking type things on her back. She's walking around in a leather armor with mini kimono style. So it's very blue and lacy where she doesn't need protection. She's very boisterous and flamboyant, and she basically giggles and runs around the ship and gets in everyone's face and asks them questions.
Which pisses me off. So, awesome.
Rage.
Rage face.
She especially likes Spectre's character.
Yes. Okay. My name is Tetracat. I am going to be playing a human fighter named Chiara Khalid. I am a basic fighter, and my character comes from the north, and I am on a tribal journey, essentially, that when we turn 18, we're supposed to go out and find info to come back and learn and go essentially on this becoming an adult voyage and then come back with all of that knowledge. And my character has been gone for over 2 years and is trying to make it back home with something that she can shove in her father's face. I am about 22. I have hazel eyes, not gray eyes, and I'm like amber tone skin, 5'10", and 150 pounds, but like muscled, like I am a fighter, and I've been training all my life for this fighter. I have dual scimitars I wield, and leather armor, and I also kind of am not the most aware and charismatic person, so I essentially look like I wandered out of the desert still and have not like gotten the sand and like dirt out of me, so I don't rub people the right way. So yeah, that is me.
So we both look homeless.
Yes. So yeah, and there is a name that my chat has chosen for me that will be revealed at another time. No one in game other than me knows about it yet. So yes. But for those of you who were there and helped pick the name, thanks for that. Heart you guys too. All right. So yeah. And I guess, Brian, do you want to introduce yourself?
It was an epic chat.
It was an epic chat.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Epic chats are always epic.
Yes.
Yeah, so I guess introducing myself, outside of being the DM, I'm the guy who makes all this fun stuff go crazy. So sorry for hopefully not killing you. I will try to be a merciful DM, but the dice fall as they may. So good luck with that. But I am Brian. I am one half of a team that started a board game review series called Gamer's Remorse, because there's nothing like the remorse of buying a new game to find you hate it. And so we help you not do that by reviewing the games that suck before you play them, and some of the games that don't suck. And through that, I've come to know these people, and I am now running this campaign. And I'm excited because in like 5 hours, that's a total lie. In like 8 hours, I get to wake up and go to Gen Con, which is an amazing haven for board gaming.
Yes, I'm jelly.
Yeah. First time getting a press pass or anything. We'll see what happens. I'm worried. But speaking of worried, let's find out what's happening to your guys' characters.
Before we do, we have a couple of questions in chat, if I could interject.
Go for it.
For new people who have no idea what D&D does and how it works. So, question from Shang: is this how most D&D campaigns start? Who determines the information behind the characters? And also, how does like limitations of lore, like what all of us could have chosen and what limitations? So if I said I was going to be the king of this entire planet and join this campaign, would that fly or not? So could you help our new D&Ders?
Yeah, so I'll give a little bit of background, and then maybe one of you can give an example of how you created your character slightly. But there's a few different ways D&D campaigns or Pathfinder or Shadowrun or pick your favorite role-playing system can run. And that is two ways. One is you have a custom, or non-custom, but a pre-created thing, such as this. This is Horde of the Dragon Queen. It's Wizard's most recent campaign. You can watch me and a bunch of random people run through that on our YouTube if you want. Shameless self-promotion. Or the other way is you have someone who creates everything on the spot. So Wednesdays at your friendly local game store, you could probably join a campaign in which they will have preset guidelines for you to follow, essentially, and you'll have to create your character along specific rotations. And something such as this, the dungeon master will essentially give you a guideline and say, hey, make a character of this level. You can be any of these specific alignments. You can use these classes, these races. The core handbook came with, I want to say, 8 races, maybe more, maybe a little less. And then they have supplements beyond that. So one of our players actually is using a supplemental character, the Air Genasi. Came through a PDF released by Wizards with their second story arc. And then our Goliath is using a race that was released later on. So here you'll actually get to experience some of the core as well as some of the expanded universe through that Wizards has created. But just want to explain how you came with your backstory and how that worked on your guys' end.
Anyone want to take? I mean, for me, creating character just kind of starts with like taking one of the races, you know, in the either a handbook or any of the other books that the expansions that might have race, and just kind of thinking, you know, like what kind of character would this be? You know, like take a look at a couple of pictures like that maybe online, and just like, okay, what kind of character would this be? And kind of go into the class from there, and then okay, all right, what class would this race generally kind of fall in, and from there it's just kind of developing story, just deciding how you want to how you were brought up. Like for me, like I didn't delve into a lot of the actual history, just like something that might be known for my character, and that was kind of the biggest like character building moment for him. That it was that moment in time that defined him as a paladin, as a and maybe not necessarily as a Goliath, but definitely as a paladin. So you just really experiment and just kind of decide what kind of role you want to play in your party. Do you want to be a magic user, or do you want to be frontline? Do you want to be hidden in the back, shooting arrows? So it's just kind of, you know, coming down to what you want to be, and just going from there.
Does that help answer any questions the chat had? And yes, Serene, as McLocan answered, it's a homebrewed campaign. So y'all shouldn't know any of this. Okay? So
If you do, I would.
Yeah. if you do, Brian would like to know how you snuck into his house.
Yeah. I will start freaking out and upping my security measures.
Yeah. So
that means I'd have to up mine too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are going to have
Maybe
a
it's
map
me.
in the center. I will display. I am the one streaming, so if you guys have any sound issues, let me know in chat. So I will do my best to correct those items. And other than that, we are not going to be talking too much to chat. As streamer etiquette, we're not going to be talking directly to you guys that much. During the course of the game, we're going to take a break, and we're going to, I think at that point we'll be able to talk with chat directly, but just so that we stay in our environment and help keep in the mode, we're not going to directly affect chat. But we are all in chat, so I'm sure that we will all be talking to you there. So feel free to still ping us in there and be like, Petra, oh my god, why? So yes, that's my last little thing, and then I'm going to shut the... So yes. All right, are we ready? Can we play D&D?
Are you guys set?
That was the most genuine, like, happy, like.
I have seriously
I know.
been waiting so long to play. Like, I started doing my character sheet weeks and weeks and weeks ago, so I'm super excited to play.
I'm sorry I couldn't get it together earlier.
No, it's dude, it was me too. Like all of us, yeah. Anyway, get it. Get the popcorn, indeed. Let's do this.
All right. With no further ado, let us jump into the Land of Intelligence check. So you guys will start the scene. You're in the large town of Kalimport, which is the capital city of this current location. How you got there and what brought you to this territory may be revealed down the road. Um, but as you have come to know in your short time here in Kalimport, the city is a major tradeway. Ships will be coming in from the Shining Sea to the south, and then traveling across the Sea of Swords off to the west. Meanwhile, merchant caravans will be coming up and down the northern tradeway, making this a great area for adventurers to come and find jobs as bodyguards or escorting caravans, or potentially joining them to escape whatever horrors may lie in their past. As you have found your way in Kalimport, you've been here for a few days, and you have, I should say, some of you have booked yourselves a job on the merchant ship of Sivara. You have agreed to protect the ship and its crew along the voyage out of Kalimport, as it seeks to visit various islands and lands to trade away goods from the mainland in return for exotic goods from these distant locales, which they can bring back and once again trade for a nice increase in their own finances. And the captain has assured you that the seas are quite safe, but being a wise man, he knows that it is always better to be prepared as opposed to find oneself face to face with a pirate or a sea monster, and not have anyone capable of handling the matter. So in exchange, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, I was going to say, in exchange for your protection, he is offering you guys, it'll take about a month, and you'll have free room and board upon the ship, free meals, free dining, as well as upon your return, you'll each receive 50 gold from the goods that they will be selling, which is a pretty decent pay for a month's work on what you hope to be a leisure cruise, more or less.
So it's
So,
Nothing up front.
2 weeks there, 2
Yep.
weeks back is a month total.
yep.
Okay.
And I mean, it's kind of, you'll go where the winds lead. If someone says, oh, hey, you should hit up this island, then of course the captain will gauge if he thinks it's worth it, and he'll cut, as the currents blow. I mean, he's a flexible captain. He wants money more so than anything else.
As do I.
Yeah. But so the question for you guys is, what brought you to Kalimport? What led you to this point along your journey?
I grew up here.
Okay.
Oh, that was easy.
Way to ruin it, make all of us feel awkward.
All right.
Grew up is liberal. I mean, he's 20. He doesn't even have a beard yet. So.
Petra?
Chiara. My name is Chiara. Chiara. Yes, no, not the other one. That will be revealed. Shut your faces. I finished up my trip latest across the desert, and I was seeking new voyage and happened to run across Tidebreaker in a tavern, and he shared with me an interesting proposition, so I've joined him on this adventure. Yes, that is why.
So I guess that kind of segues into mine. I had been down near Baldur's Gate and just kind of wandering. I spent about a year wandering, just kind of looking for jobs. I'm a paid bodyguard, essentially. All I do is, my job is to protect. And once I got approached to be hired on as a protector for the ship, I started looking for others who might aid in this task.
And
You?
yeah, you? What you doing?
Oh, me. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure you were done yet. Me, I'm kind of a tag along. I am a performer. Some of the crew and the adventurers may have seen me out at the square or in one of the local taverns performing. I know of some daring deeds of our friend Tidebreaker-san, and he intrigues me as someone I can write some amazing stories from and generate a fine flow of cash from conveying his deeds of daring do. So I'm pretty much tagging along to improve my my songbook of stories, and maybe spread the word of the gallantry of Tidebreaker, and earn some cash in the meanwhile.
So, I mean, essentially, we have people from all manners of the world, whether it be they grew up on the streets of Kalimport, or they found their way here seeking a greater destiny of protection, or they just want to tell stories. But through that means, you'll find yourself here in Kalimport, and through kind of passing around in various discussions, you have found yourselves making this agreement to work for this captain. And it is a...
Do I hear water and like someone fishing?
I thought I heard water. I thought I heard water also.
Can everyone in chat hear that? I've set the mood. Come on, let the streamer do her production.
I heard that.
Come on.
That was awesome. That's awesome.
I just thought I was going crazy.
You can't hear it.
That's the sound of the sea.
I was like, my toilet's overflowing.
Well, that too, but that's... You can worry about that when we're done streaming.
Alright, so McLocan
Yeah,
can't
I
hear
can
it.
hear the water, not the music.
There's no
No, I
music,
can hear
sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's just the lapping
trying to
of the
listen for
waves.
music, and I just heard water.
And it sounded like someone reeling in a fish or something.
There's seagulls, okay? Rats with wings are about. Let's move on. Alright.
Moving on.
Yeah. So most of you, Tidebreaker, Mew, and Shiara, you've all kind of agreed to work alongside this captain to protect his ship. And he goes by the captain.
Captain.
You've met some of the crew. You've met the first mate, which is a dwarf named Carvel, and they just refer to him as the captain. Why, you're not sure at this point in time, but you've been told to leave in the morning. He just said, when the sun starts rising, we'll start loading the ship. Come midday, we will depart. Show up as you will, we will wait for you. So this current day, you have found yourselves trying to spend the night at a local inn, getting some food and drink. And you notice off in a distant corner of the room is a very unkempt youth who doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of the people in this establishment. And he's just kind of sitting in a dark corner, kind of keeping his head on a swivel, trying to see what's going on. And you observe a cloaked man walks up and sits across from him, kind of not even lowering his hood despite being inside at this point. So we will jump over here to Joe here. And
now,
so you sit down
do we
and...
hear this? Like, as us?
You can choose if you want to get closer from where you're sitting. You cannot hear him. Would you guys like to respond to this at all, or do you just want to keep enjoying your food and drink?
Me and coffee are friends. I don't know, Tidebreaker. So Tidebreaker and I are sitting with each other, and so I assume we're eating our breakfast and enjoying our coffee.
Yeah.
And Tidebreaker, do you?
Wait, is this the night before, or is this the morning?
So this is the night before. So this
Night
is
before.
roughly-
Okay, all right.
So roughly 7 o'clock at night. The three of you have gathered at the inn.
So at this point, I assume Mew is probably starting up the performance, like a flute or lute or whatever.
Yes. I am basically in the open area of the tavern, and I begin to daring deeds in the plain of Arborea during one of the infamous demon attacks on the Gate Town.
Okay.
And how the adventurers who were there helped fend off these ransacking abyssal monsters with all manner of nature and druidic magic.
So sitting with Tidebreaker. Do you notice? Just like I gesture at the characters that have wandered in, and look over.
We're in relation. Like, are
Yeah,
we
like, like-
facing away or?
So
Well, Mew is
yeah.
taking center stage at this point.
Right. Okay. So where's the stage? I mean, I like this.
Do we need a
tavern,
map?
Are we talking like stage is like back?
we
to
need
the
a map. I
back
think.
here, or
Yeah, so we will draw you guys a very simple little map.
Okay.
So here's some quick freehand.
There you guys go.
Yay!
Fantastic.
I was kind of
That's
hoping the
awesome.
cantina from Star Wars would start playing it.
If we wanted that, I could do that. It's probably not a
you know-
little bit
you know-
well, he
more.
doesn't have a company, man. It's
You know
just
what's
him.
sad? That background music comes from Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. Okay.
Where's Minsk?
So tiebreaker, you and I, like, just for the audience's sake and for like you and I clarification, like you and I know of each other, but this is like new for me to work with you. You're an experienced adventurer, and I am a baby in terms of adventuring. But I'm also saucy about it. So I'm going to wait for our map to be done, and then So she's at center stage.
Yep.
And we're
So
S is for stage. I
yeah,
assume.
S is for stage here, kind
Okay.
of along the corner.
okay, cool.
So you guys, you can, when you came in, you could have picked your table. That is fairly up to yourselves. But often this corner here is where this unkempt youth is sitting.
Okay.
Where's the door?
The door is over. There's this open area with a few tables kind of on the far right.
Okay, so
that's
that's where
where the
the
door
entrance
is.
and exit is.
Yep, the bar is this super long thing up top here.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd actually probably be sitting here.
Okay. Where? Indicate
I-
again. Clicky,
I-
clicky,
I-
clicky.
I have the wrong thing selected. There we go.
That explains it.
All right.
And
So
I'm-
you're
I'm-
close to the bar, right?
I'm right here, right?
Yeah. Well, this is Mew.
well,
Mew's at
that's
stage.
where Muse performed.
I'm over here.
S is stage. Yeah,
Yep.
you're over in the
Right.
dark,
Okay.
shady corner
You're-
pretending
you're
to be
up
Aragorn.
top.
Okay.
So I'm
so
sitting here with Chandra.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chandra. Okay. So I'm going to choose to be red, and I'm sitting here. Where are our tokens? How do I get my token? This is a critical question.
Yeah. I don't think we have them on this page.
Oh, okay.
No, we
That's
can go
okay.
around.
So I'm sitting here because I like having my view of the room, and so tiebreaker wherever you are. Oh, sweet. I want to be there. Okay.
Is
Back
this me?
to the
I'm
bar.
presuming?
Okay. All right. looking badass. All right.
All of a
So
sudden, it's like terrible map, awesome tokens.
hey man, it's fine.
We spared no
Um,
expense.
Spares zero expense. All right. So I'm looking across, and I go, something funny. Oh, I guess I should do a perception check, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. How do I do that?
Our first roll of the night.
Our first roll of the night. It's gonna be
so
the newbie.
if you, if you're on your character sheet,
yes. Did you
if you
figure
go
out?
to skills,
Yes.
you'll see persuasion or perception there.
Yeah, it's a passive
And-
wisdom, which I couldn't figure out. As I'm a
Okay,
noob.
so
Oh, did
if
you
go to
fill
your
it in
character
for
sheet-
me? You brilliant man,
Yes.
you. Okay, thank God.
I filled it in for you.
Okay. By the
So-
way, I am going to break the fourth wall here. Everyone else knows what they're doing. I don't. Okay.
I've been playing D&D since first grade, so
There you go. So, skills, and we're looking not on skills.
Perception.
Wait.
Yeah.
Is
in
it skills? Okay.
You'll see
And perception.
Second column.
Then there'll be like a little die.
Yes.
Uh,
Okay. So how do
so
I
you can
grab
click that.
Okay.
Just click
You just
it,
click it.
and
Just
it'll
click
roll.
Yes. Click it and roll.
There you
Did I
go.
get to- okay, and it rolled it. But we didn't get our 3D dice. What the dealio?
Do you have it enabled on your screen? So
You have it as
if
automatically
you go to
enabled?
settings, and
Sorry,
it's
guys. One
automatically
moment, please.
enabled.
Enable 3D dice. automatically roll 3d dice. Perfect. All right, let's try that
But
again.
you rolled a 20, so don't
Oh.
re-roll that.
I definitely see that then. Okay, cool. Yes. Thank you for saving my hiney. Okay, so I notice them and say
Yeah,
again
so
for the
21,
third
you
time.
clearly notice these people.
I'm clearly like W the TF. Tiebreaker.
They are currently there.
Something funny over there. Hey.
So, Brian, with my passive perception, would I have noticed them looking at me?
What is your passive perception?
19.
Yeah, you would definitely notice there's someone who has like something weird with her neck.
Yeah.
You're like, either she notices me or she has some crazy spasm going on.
Okay, so I'm keeping an eye on it for the time being, but I'm not pointing it out. If you want me to make a stealth check of, make sure they don't notice me looking at them.
Well, the question, so as this guy approaches you and he begins
Mhm.
talking, how quiet, like, do you want your conversation to be strictly between the two of you? Or are you just going to be like, hey, we're at a tavern, I'm going to talk however I want?
It depends on, he's coming in cloaked, so I imagine he wants to be discreet, so I'll respect his decision and keep discreet.
Okay, so then give me a stealth check. Let's see how discreet the two of you can be.
17.
Yep. So you guys are doing a pretty good job keeping a hush-hush.
Mhm.
Not
So
as good
as
as
you
my
are
21
talking-
perception check.
Humble brag.
Sorry.
So as you see the cloaked man approach, do you, with your 21 perception over there, do you want to try to get closer, or do you just want to observe and see what happens?
May I make a query to my dining partner about his ability? Like, do either of us? I don't, but do you, Tidebreaker? Does Tidebreaker have the ability to read lips or anything? Like, I just
No,
told you there was some dudes being shady in the corner. What is your response, dining companion? Like,
More than likely, I'm probably just focused on my meal. Like, I look over and I'll notice them, and I'll just kind of look back at my food and just start eating. Like, just kind of, it's nothing I need to worry about. And I'm just like, so I'll actually probably just look at John and just like, yeah, I don't need to worry about this. Like,
okay.
I've got better things on my mind. So
Like that
just go back to
sexy air
eating.
genasi in the center. Okay. Would I like to get closer? I would. But would I have noticed McLoken noticing me? Is my question now. Do I want to take that gamble? You know what? My tankard is empty, so I'm gonna go wander to the. You said that the bar was like this is the edge of the bar, right?
Yep. If this long thing is the bar there.
That's a table, though. This is a table that now has small
Yeah,
parts.
that's a table.
Okay, all right.
That's stable.
How do I
okay.
get rid of that now that I've drawn all over it? I'm so sorry. Okay, so if I'm standing at the edge of the bar, I won't be able to hear them, potentially.
With a 17 stealth, no.
No. Okay. So it's not worth it. I think I assess the situation, and I think I'm just gonna watch carefully.
Yeah.
And
So as you are carefully observing, and as our friendly air genasi is kind of doing her performance, I'm curious to know how good she is at this performance. So Mew, would you like to give us a performance roll? All right, so it's one of those things where like people are entertained, but they're sitting here like, I'm kind of glad that there wasn't a cover charge yet. But we'll see what happens. Like, it could get better. It's not terrible. This isn't like elementary school. This is
okay.
High school club level. But as you're performing, so this cloaked figure sits down across from you, and he just kind of like leans in very quietly. He's like, I believe you are Endeavor, am I correct?
You're correct, sir.
I have a matter that you may be able to help us with.
Go on.
To my understanding, you are well skilled at acquiring knowledge and information.
I've been known to do so.
Okay. Well, I am the spokesman, as you likely have been told by whoever sent you here, for a local family, some of the more wealthy merchants, and a gnome is on a list of people they would like to speak with. Do you think you could by chance find a gnome of stealth skills, perhaps?
I possibly could.
So here is the issue. We can't give too much away. This is a very delicate matter.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a female gnome who recently has found herself on the wrong end of the family with which I am employed. And they would like to talk to her about the issue and hopefully, if all goes well, find a peaceful end to this dispute. But we need someone of your skills to bring this gnome back. We believe she is going to be attempting to flee Kalimport as soon as possible.
I could do that. What are you asking, or what are you giving me for this?
Well, aside from the friendly backing of a wealthy family, we are prepared to offer you 25 gold pieces for the healthy return of the gnome.
Okay. I will check. Anyways, this gnome could get out of the city, possibly in the near future. Is there anything any description of the gnome other than she's female?
What I am aware of is she is a fairly. He kind of gets a slight smile. He's like short, of course. Enjoyed a private joke. No. Dark hair, bright eyes, very clever. But she has a tendency to take things that aren't hers. But
So let me stop you right there.
yes.
You say take things that are not hers. Did she take an item from this family?
Hypothetically speaking, she may have taken an item from the family, but the item is not of question. We are more interested in how she may or may not have gotten into the location where she may or may not have taken said item.
Okay. Yes. So, if we're not worried about the item and the person, I can see what I can locate and track these people so you guys can locate your item that you currently are in search for. But I will have to ask around. And have you heard any rumors of a name, perhaps? Or do you just have the description of short, wild eyes, and gnome?
We know little, I'm afraid. What we do know came from a single urchin that saw the gnome fleeing from the premises. But we understand from other contacts, we've talked to a few of the people who are known to be fences in the area, and they believe that if she is who they think she is, in which she is just known as Fingers, because apparently she's known to take things, they believe she'll be seeking to flee Kalimport as quickly and early as possible, likely over water. They don't expect her to desire to return to the area.
Okay. In that case, I'll check any ships that are currently leaving, find passage on board, whichever means necessary, and make sure I bring Fingers back here. Anything else I can do for you?
That is all we can ask. Have a lovely night and enjoy a few drinks. And as he stands up, he kind of puts his hands on the table, stands up, and starts to walk away. And you notice as he removes his hand from the table, there are 2 silver pieces sitting there, which you know to be the going cost of a tankard of ale.
I use sleight of hand to perceptibly, or just kind of like sneak them away without anyone noticing.
Mm-hmm. Give me a quick roll. It's not super difficult. But yeah, so
Excuse me.
yeah, it's a very simple maneuver of sliding the coins off the table into your pocket. Somehow they clatter all over the floor. You're not sure how that happens. I mean, this nice female musician even like stops as she hears this clattering that interrupts her music.
Chandra across goes.
I just look at everyone and I'm like, proceed.
After a while, most people, they're just like, someone's had too much to drink, and they quickly get back to their meals. I'm presuming the entertainment picks up once again.
Sorry about that one.
So as the man leaves, this cloaked figure, the rest of you see him just depart quite quickly from the door. Is there anything the rest of you desire to do?
I am going to play until a little bit before closing, and then go to bed.
All right.
How antsy are you at trying to figure this whole mystery out, Giandra? Like,
He's
do I
drunk.
see you like? Okay.
He might be drunk, but his shadowy friend there is a little light with the gold, don't you think? It might be interesting to find out what our friend over there has to say.
By all means.
I am actually getting up to leave the tavern. I'm going to look at, go to the ports to go investigate any ships that are currently leaving in the next day. And I'm looking for the ship that is leaving the soonest.
Okay. So as he stands up, give me another perception check, quick Mew. Let's see how the last, 15,
Mew or
30 minutes have
Chandra?
been going.
Performance.
Performance.
Oh,
not
performance check.
Perception. Yeah.
She looks at her musical instruments very intently for the rest of the performance.
I think I know how to play this.
There's a button
Oh.
here, right?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
So it's at the point where,
Really bad tonight.
yeah.
Those dice do not like you singing, friend. I'm
I
sorry.
don't.
I'm just curious, what is your modifier on this? +4?
No, my modifier is +6.
+6. So yeah, you rolled a 4. So yeah, that's so the people. No one's openly applauding, but no one's thrown anything yet. So that's a good sign. So the rest of you, the two of you, you see this disheveled young man stand up and start exiting.
Can I ask your route to the door, Niclocan? Which way are you going by Endeavor?
I'm probably going up and going.
Could you draw it on the map?
Yeah,
This is gonna matter in a
I
second.
can draw it. Yeah. So, because I'm gonna probably be going this way. That's to the door, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So as Endeavor is getting up and going to the door, and I'm like, Tidebreaker, you said okay, but are you with me on Tidebreaker? Should be in the...
So, as he's getting up, I'll just kind of step in the way here.
Okay.
and
I
kinda
was gonna
force
trip
it.
him,
And-
but that's cool too. Okay.
So, my back is to him, but, I'm pretty much just blocking his way between those two tables.
And
how
the party
tall is
fights
this
commence.
tavern, Mr. DM?
I mean, it's your typical 12-foot ceiling.
Am I hitting my head on the ceiling?
That's
Okay,
basically it.
No.
Okay. All right.
You're close, but not quite.
So, Chandra, as Tidebreaker goes up, goes, "Oh my," because I forget how big he is,
Yeah.
Okay. And I am just simply going to turn in my chair.
Yeah.
And
All right. So
face.
Endeavor, does this huge person stop you, or do you just try to step around him?
Does he look like he's actually coming at me? Like he's
My back
looking at me?
my back is to you.
Oh, your back is to me?
Yes.
I'm nonchalantly going to pretend to be like looking like around and being like I'm not paying attention and bumped into him and sleight of hand.
What the fuck are you sleight of handing in? It's an 8-foot tall Goliath. His pockets are like, wait, how tall are you again?
8'2".
No, I'm in Endeavor. Sorry,
Oh.
McLoken. I'm just gonna call it. Like, are you like sleight of handing this thing?
Now, what I'm looking for to see like if he has like any identification on him or anything like that.
I
Sorry,
mean, it's the typical you bump into them and you're trying to see if you can find a passport.
I just had this
Well,
very
yeah.
awkward
The
moment of
medieval
picturing like,
It just seems kind of weird. The table where the girl was looking at me. Now this guy conveniently gets in my way.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So I mean, with your sleight of hand, you'd actively note. There doesn't seem to be. I guess I should ask our friend Tidebreaker. I'm presuming you don't carry any papers of identification on you.
Not really. I mean, I think the only thing you might find is my holy symbol.
do I
okay.
do I perceive him
So,
sleight
yeah.
of handing into his pockets of my dining companion? Can I roll for
Well,
that?
first off, yeah, give me a perception roll. And Tidebreaker, do you want to explain, kind of give him a detail of what your holy symbol looks like?
Alright,
Oh,
so
boom,
baby!
Take that!
So the holy symbol that is I don't, if anyone here is familiar with the deity Helm, it's just sorry, I have it written down somewhere, but
It's a gauntlet with an eye.
that's right, Gauntlet. He's essentially the god of protection. So that's it'll be just kind of like almost kind of like a necklace with that on it.
So as I like take that and I look at it and I just kind of like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, you dropped this," and then walk around him as I hand it off and leave.
Ahem.
As you say, excuse me, you dropped this. His dining companion clearly saw you taking it. How does she respond to this?
Slightly inebriated, I might add.
Monsieur. That's totally not true. It's not French. This character's not French. Fuck.
It is now. It's canon.
Forget it. I can't help but notice that you just lifted my friend. You want to sit down and explain that before I have to make you explain it on the tip of my sword.
Oh
No, there's nothing to explain. And then I'm slowly like stealthing to be like walking around and like having a conversation and kind of like walking towards the door and making it seem like I'm not going towards the door. Fuck.
So you trip and fall over the chair. Okay, that's good. So as I'm watching you bumblingly trying to get out the door, I stand up from my chair and kind of haphazardly lean and say, and where are you now? Can you move your token? Give it the bricky.
Oh, where am I now? Oh yeah, well, I can move my token. Yeah, that's right.
I think I have that power.
I'm probably about right here.
Okay, so I quickly, and if you need me to do a dex check, I can, but I quickly, smoothly walk in and go, no, you're not leaving. Sit. I'll buy you another drink, friend.
Let me think here.
And I'm gesturing with my tankard very well, but you also notice that I've got 2 scimitars, 2 hand axes, and I'm not fucking around.
But they're not drawn.
Correct.
No, they're not drawn. I'm in the middle of a tavern. I wouldn't be stupid. But yes.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly stupid, slightly drunk.
Is there any like the bartender? Is there any like barmaids walking around with like servers essentially?
How much of a fuss are they making?
Yeah. So
No, I'm not
there's-
making a
there's-
fuss. I'm just inviting my friend to sit down.
We're having a standoff in the middle of a bar.
Because my character's gonna call them out for interrupting my performance, and I asked them to either leave the bar or sit down because their raucous meandering about the tables is throwing off my timing.
Yeah. So you'll note the barman, he's been polishing the same glass ever since the initial like bumping in. Just kind of like watching this unfold. There was a barmaid who was kind of sitting over at this bottom set of tables, flirting with some of the customers, working for tips.
Can I draw boots
and-
on the map for where that is?
So
You can draw whatever you desire.
I'm just gonna motion to the bartender. I'm assuming like because I can still face the bar pretty well, like from where I am, and obviously he can see me. I mean, it's not like anyone can't see me in the bar at this point. I'm just gonna motion like, like 2 drinks and then like at the table.
hmm Yeah. So the barman, he kind of nods. He's not going to turn down a chance to bring drinks. So I mean, he puts down the mug he's been cleaning, grabs another one, fills both of them up, sets them on the table, kind of nods, and he's just like, "I'll add it to your tab," and goes back to the bar. Meanwhile, Mew calls out you guys for interrupting her performance. You hear one of the people that's been flirting with the barmaid saying, "I told you she couldn't be that bad without interruptions." The other person's just like, "Yeah, whatever."
So,
So how do you react to this offer of free drink, Endeavor?
so were they distracted by when the bard started yelling at them about their performance?
Yeah, pretty much everyone looks over at the bard as she's calling people out.
As she's calling people out and they're not paying attention to me, I am stealthing away.
Give me a stealth check.
That is a 15.
All right.
So I'm gonna. Oh, what? I can move my line.
But I mean, we have you blocked
And
between.
we're also going to take a. Or you're each going to the two of you. So Endeavor and
Chandra.
what's your name?
Chandra.
Sorry.
Chandra.
You guys will do opposed dexterity rolls. You each will do a dexterity roll, and whoever has the higher dexterity comes out the victor. in this
Come
invasion.
on, Das.
The question is, does Sentinel want to aid in restraining?
I'm not gonna force him. Like
Okay.
it's not. He's
I'm
clearly
just
done nothing
very
wrong
curious.
at this point.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm doing a dexterity roll. Just a skill like acrobatic
Yep, so
or.
All right, so it's dexterity and then plus your dexterity modifier.
Okay. Oh, it says to save it. Is that actually? Does that mean?
It's
Got
the
17.
same modification, same modifier.
So wait, do we get to? Oh, I'm confused by the 2d20s.
I am.
Yeah, I know. Mine does the same thing too.
Well, like what's going on is that it's if there's advantage, the second number is
Oh, so I
on
rolled a
advantage.
16, but
So the
the
first
second
number,
number is
yeah.
a 20.
So had you have had advantage, so in 5th edition they added advantage, which you
Uh-huh.
roll 2d20s, and then you take the higher of the two if you have advantage. You take the lower of the two if you have disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Okay.
And so had Sentinel said, "I am going to actively hinder Endeavor's escape," then
Yeah.
Endeavor would have had disadvantage, and Chiara would have had advantage.
But I'm
Okay.
just like really curious about this thing. So like
Yeah.
I'm just like, hey,
Yeah.
we're about to leave on a
So-
job, but if I can fit something in between now and then, and maybe that's something interesting. So like I'm very curious, but I'm not gonna like risk my bed for the night for this. Like so.
So, just for clarification, though, Endeavor, when you tapped me on the shoulder and said I dropped it, did you just put it back in my hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So 17 for all of you who know basic math is greater than 60.
That's news to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so Endeavor successfully evades, just barely, Chiara's grasp, but she tries to like stop him. And
Aye.
he just makes a straight line for the door. Do you just let him go then, figuring?
Wasn't worth it anyway. I don't know
Yeah.
why I'm suddenly
Yay.
Irish and Scottish, but wasn't worth it anyway. There we go.
It's
There we go.
It's your actor secret. Your character is multinational.
Multinational.
Yeah. All right. So the rest of you are just going to hang out until you end up calling it a night.
Yep.
Tidebreaker.
what time is roughly?
Yeah, I think it's
I mean, at this point, it's
7:30.
probably roughly 7:30, 8ish.
So I'm probably gonna just wander the streets for a little bit. Just
Okay.
kind of.
Uh,
I mean, and I'll probably announce that to you. It's just like I just need to walk and clear my head.
Did you want some company tonight? Protect your back. We have a long journey tomorrow. But I understand if you don't want my pipsqueak self along with you.
Can't be any harm.
All right. Okay, so I'm gonna wander with him.
All right. And
Can I
Mew, you
take
see
my
the two
drink
of them
is my
leave.
question.
Do you just stick around and keep performing, or?
I am going to say I'm taking a short break, and when they're both out of the establishment, I am going to try and shadow them and see where they're going.
Okay.
Before we leave, so I am an outlander, and I've been around for a couple of years though, and I've learned that it's always nice to like tip your entertainment. So I'm going to pay. I've already I take it. I'm going to pay for my drinks, and so how much are drinks? Do we need to keep track of that? Do I have to keep track of my money? Said the new.
You were told. So the captain, he was like, as of when you took this agreement, he's like, everything's being put on our tab.
Fuck yes. Okay.
So you pretty much just throw the name around. You're like, hey, we're with Sivara, and people are like, oh yeah, we know the captain. He's good for it.
Okay. So I'm gonna take a couple of this could go bad or could go good. I'm gonna take a couple copper pieces that I have, and I'm gonna walk over and I take it. Azar, does your character have like a bag? Do I just pay it to the like? Do I like? Actually, no. I've got the better. I'm going to go up to the bar and give the bartender like enough for a tankard of ale, which I think we have a number for, right? Or no, it's on our tab, so I don't need to worry about it.
It was so.
Yeah, it's on our tab. So I'm gonna say
Oh.
whatever the lady would like for the entertainment, it's on our captain's bill. Thank you.
He just nods. You're guessing he does not complain about adding anything extra onto the bill, if possible.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be surprised if he even fluffs the numbers from time to time.
Yeah.
And and then
So,
yeah.
So Endeavor, you said you were headed to the docks,
Mhm.
kind of to see what the shipping schedule is, and you kind of get down there and you notice that at this time of the night, most of the ships that have come in for the night have already unloaded, and so now it's just ships that are getting ready to leave in the morning. And you notice there are 3 ships currently at dock set to sail in the morning. One of
Mhm.
them is a merchant vessel, not like a huge ship, but larger than the things that just go from shore to shore. It's one of the ones that it can withstand a few week long journey. And across the side of it in giant letters is just labeled Sivara. Next to it is a very large military vessel that you'll have noticed having grown up in Kalimport. It pretty much heads out for a couple weeks and it comes in for a couple weeks, heads out for a couple weeks, and it pretty much just patrols the area, makes sure that nothing is afoot. And then there's a very small fishing ship that a lot of these fishermen, they'll go out early in the morning and they don't dock anywhere. They just go out and they fish and then they come back and unload their catch.
Okay, is there anyone at the Sivara? Because by deduction, that's probably the most likely ship, because the military ship she's not going to want to go on, because that goes out and comes back, and it's probably not going to go anywhere. The fishing ship definitely is not going to go anywhere, but the other one, the Sivara, is going to multiple ports. I'm going to approach that one.
Yeah. So as you approach the ship, you notice that there is kind of one person that you can see tied up.
Okay.
As you approach, it's a tall human, kind of a darker complexion. He kind of looks over at you, and he's just like he sees you kind of watching. He's like, "Can I help you, sir?"
I was like, I look over at him and I was like, yeah, I'm looking for some work.
Some work, you say? Hey, Captain, we got another guy here. And after a little while, you see
You from Brooklyn?
yeah, I mean, all shipmen are from Brooklyn. I thought you knew this.
Even in the fantasy realm.
Even
the
there.
fantasy realm,
Come on.
especially in the fantasy realm.
Get
So
your shit
after
together.
a short break, you see a guy that looks like, when you think pirate, like, that's what this guy is. Everything minus the peg leg and the parrot. You're sitting here and you're probably like, man, I should cut this guy's leg off so we can get a peg leg. He might not take kindly to that, but you never know. But as Captain approaches, he's like, well, thank you. Get back to work. Tell him. Let me speak to this man. The guy kind of goes back to tying ropes. He's like, looking for work, you say?
I am looking for work, and I'm rolling perception on him, and that is a 20. Ooh, shit. What the hell?
Damn, dude. Stop
I
stealing
don't
my
know what
dice
that-
rolls.
Yeah,
did
that's
you
your macro.
do?
I'm not sure why it looks like that. Usually
I
that's
don't
hidden.
know either. I probably gotta mess with it a little bit. So that'd be actually, yeah, it's 20. It's accurate.
Yep.
And then I'm also looking around the area of the ship to see what they could be transporting. Not actively like digging around like through boxes, but just seeing if like boxes are labeled or anything like that. And that's an 18.
Yeah. So, I mean, he kind of like motions you to kind of climb up on top of the ship. As you reach the top of the deck, you notice there are two deck hands kind of in the middle, just washing the what you call it, the deck clean. The man who you were introduced to slightly, Talum, him and a female have gone to the far end of the deck and started tying off some of the sails. You notice that on
You a
the
human female?
Yep, human female.
Okay.
Everyone on top of this ship right now is human.
Okay.
The captain kind of like gives you kind of goes like that, kind of, this is the ship, and he goes, welcome aboard, friend. If you're looking for work, we could have some work for you. We have two openings, as a deckhand or as a guard, more or less. We don't expect trouble, but we'd like to be prepared rather than surprised.
What does each one pay?
This guy's like a Boy Scout. Boy Scout of
It's
the
like,
ocean
well-
with a peg leg.
No peg leg yet.
No peg leg. Okay.
Yeah, that's a badge you have to earn later on.
Okay. Peg leg.
Fun fact aside, you can get a badge in Girl Scouts for Dungeons and Dragons now. So you guys know. It was on their, yeah,
I'm
What?
becoming a Girl Scout.
yeah. It was on their. They interviewed the guy who designed this. It was on their podcast a while ago. It was
Well,
fantastic.
considering how much more awesome the Girl Scouts have been than the Boy Scouts recently, I would totally want to be a Girl Scout too.
Yep,
Yeah.
they are.
I mean,
What the
eat Thin Mints and play D&D.
Cookies and D&D.
Cookies and D&D.
We're making this a thing.
No.
And
We're
like
making this a thing.
crafts.
Samoas, brownies, and D&D. Yes, we're all gonna be Girl Scouts.
Yep.
Hells yes.
So
Okay.
back to the game.
That was important pop trivia, chat.
Yep. Another side, Dungeons and Dragons podcast, fantastic, great way to invest your time. So back on the ship, the captain, as he's talking to you, the first mate, he walks up. He is this is the first non-human you've met. He is a very weathered dwarf. He looks, fairly older than the rest of the crew, very long, graying beard. And as he approaches, he's just like, you're asking about the pay. The captain's like, I'll lead you here in our dwarf friend's hands. Carvel will take care of you. And the dwarf is like, if you're a deckhand, the pay will be 30 gold upon arrival back. If you want to be a guardsman, 50 gold upon return. More than even, nice housing, great food. Best job a man could ask for.
So guard duty, you don't expect anything to happen. So my particular set of skills that I can bring to guard duty is I'm very perceptive. I notice things faster than other people. Is that a skill that you would need aboard?
Very much so. So, on the sea, you'll see a stirring in the water, and you're like, oh, it's a current. And then, bah, it's a tentacle, and it's attacking the ship. Or maybe you see a ship, and you're like, oh, it's another merchant vessel, and, it's a pirate! What's going to happen? Perhaps you could help us with that.
You become
All of a sudden,
Mario.
he became Mario.
Yeah. You don't think of a dwarf when you see Mario? Like, imagine Mario with an awesome beard.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, he's
I like-
definitely
now
on
now I
track.
want to make Dwarf Mario. So, okay, I'll be like, I'll take you up on the guard duty. I have to warn you ahead of time. I'm not very good at physical combat.
How are you at non-physical combat?
I can hold my own.
That's all we ask.
Okay.
If you're interested, we will be leaving tomorrow. When the sun comes up, we will start final loading. We have 3 other guards that you'll be working with. They seem to be pretty physically capable. One of them, very big man. Others, they might have their talents. Regardless, then we also have a cleric. A cleric of the sea. I am not fond of them myself, but when you're going on the sea, it's always wise to take one of Umberly. Do you have not with any religious knowledge?
No. I can make an intelligence roll if you want me to.
All right, go ahead and give me an intelligence roll and see if you can figure out what he's trying to say.
Oh, whoa. There's no such thing as a D230.
Please don't.
13.
So you're aware that he's attempting to reference Umberly, the goddess of the sea.
I just look at him and I go, Umberly.
He's like, yes, Umberly, that one. I'm not fond of her myself. But when going to sea, it's always wise to have a cleric to read the stars and the waves. But yes, come back in the morning, and we will set sail and have a prosperous voyage.
Okay. Where is housing, and is everyone that's working on the ship, deckhands and guards, we're all in the same housing?
Not quite. And he's like, I'll give you the tour.
Okay.
And so, kind of starting.
One?
It is a 3-hour tour. So as you enter here, I'll use this opportunity to give you a tour of the ship. You kind of have your 2 masts, the northern and southern mast, I will call them for now, and then just various supplies lying around the masts. You notice there is a large door in the base of the ship that you'd be aware is used to lower goods into a holding area in the lower center. He leads you up to the northern end initially, and kind of walking up these stairs. The dark squares with the light stairs go up, the light with the dark stairs go down. So kind of taking you up to this ship on the other side, you will see that he's like, we are defended here and against whatever sea creatures. Usually these are just for show. I don't think we've been attacked for nearly 3 or 4 voyages now. It's the seas are much calmer than they were back in the day, ever since the military established a presence. It kind of motions to the larger military ship. But you notice there are 4 crossbows in this forward pavilion with supplies and bolts on the edge. Each of them kind of like nailed to the ground. And you notice these are much larger than a crossbow that you would take out. Personally, these are like a hybrid crossbow ballista almost. He leads you back down the other far stairs over here. To where you'll notice there's a double door just atop the forward mast. And pushing the double doors open, he leads you into the main housing area. It says we have 3 rooms up in this location. The far left room is usually the cleric's room. They like to have a view of the sea, being worshippers of the sea goddess. Next to them, we have a room that generally houses 1 person. Used to house our head deckhand, but the deckhands have moved, seeing as we have a married couple now. They're going to be sharing one of the bigger rooms. And then the guards share a room on this far side. And he kind of like opens each of the room to show them, and each of them have a chest where you can store your own goods that you're carrying along with you on the voyage.
Oh, we have a Foot Locker?
Yep, you have a Foot Locker. It's fancy.
Awesome, guys!
There's
It's like
new
college!
t-shirts
It's
and
big
everything.
times now, guys.
And then the go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was making a reference to Foot Locker. It's a shoe store.
Yeah.
And there's like then this far room here. You can see it holds just for one person. Usually the deckhands or the guards will fight over who gets it. Sometimes they'll make a bit of a game to decide. It's up to you guys, however you want to do that. They're leading you back up this kind of like middle.
I will
Area.
go fisticuffs for it.
Fisticuffs is always fun when you're 8
So-
feet tall.
Right now, just for those on stream, McLoken's character, can you move your character, McLoken, to, I take it that your endeavor
Yeah.
is in these rooms, like up here, right?
Yeah, so he is in this upper area here, where you
Okay.
see these 4 rooms up at the top.
Okay, sorry. For
Oh.
those in chat, we're asking, like, can we see the map and where everything is? So.
So they're kind of like taking you all the way up this hallway. He opens the far room and he goes, and this here is a storage, mostly dry goods, stuff that we can come and get when we need it. Much less important than the actual food storage, which I can take you to now if you would like. He starts walking back down the hallway.
Quick question. So, if someone were to stow away on this ship, where would they most likely stow away? If you were going to stow away on the ship, where would you
Rather
go?
on the nose, don't you think?
he kind
do
of
what,
looks
do
at
what
you.
you will, McLoken.
He's like,
Sorry,
are
sorry,
you
I'm
planning
sorry, I
on
won't heckle
stowing
McLoken.
away? It's
Well,
like,
as a guard, I imagine this is something I need to look out for.
I see what you mean when you say you're skilled at perception.
Mhm.
We could use people of your skill for sure, but we've never had a stowaway on this ship. To my knowledge, at least, if they were a stowaway, they were awfully good at it. But this would be one possibility, this room here.
Mhm.
Were I to stow away on the ship personally, I would choose the lower storage unit. Although that one, it's a bit damper and darker and much less hospitable, of course. But if you're stowing away, I guess hospitality is not your aim.
That's very true. You're a wise man.
He nods and he goes, "That's true. Not to brag, that's true." But
Yeah, I was just having to show. We don't have to go down there, but can you show me where the entrance to the lower storage area is?
but of course. So kind of walking back to the main deck, he indicates this upper right downward staircase. Then in the lower left, there's a second staircase going down. It says both of those lead to the lower storage area. Other than the main hatch, we are not able to open that at the time. It takes stronger men than us, I'm afraid. Usually 2 or 3 deckhands together. But we drop everything in through there. But we go through the other ways.
I'm like, okay. Is there anyone? Is the crew staying on in port tonight?
The other guards, yes, the other guards are in port. The 2 deckhands that we have hired for this expedition, and he points to the 2 people who are currently mopping the deck. He's like, they will be staying aboard ship. Neither of them desired to voyage off to the inn. They were willing to stay here for some reason that is their own. If you would like, there's a few taverns that know our name. Just tell them you're with the Sivara, and they will give you free room and drink and food for the night.
It's badass.
They add it to our.
I'm gonna get
Just hear
a
an echo throughout the city.
I'm gonna get a list of names of the taverns that they were at.
Yeah, he kind of grabs just a random piece of parchment, scribbles a couple names to the local taverns. You'll recognize one of them was the tavern that you just left, which is called Ales and Tales.
Okay.
That's so adorable.
Do you know where the other guards were saying they were going to?
To my understanding, they were going to this one, and he points at Ales and Tales. He's like, I believe that's where they planned on heading to. It has some of the nicer lodging, and it has an open mic, which one of the one of them was hoping to utilize.
Intriguing.
I'm not
That's
That's
getting
right. I
it.
was
Alright.
working on my stand-up
At
the
comedy.
I will go see if I can meet these other guards and get acquainted with them before we leave.
All right. Well, we look forward to seeing you in the morning, and safe journeys. And then jumping back to the three of you, Mew, I guess, waited for the two of you to leave. But after you left to go for a walk, was there anything specific you had in mind? I guess Tidebreaker, you're the one who were like, I'm going to go for a walk.
Yeah, I was just walking streets. I don't know, just kind of, not like vigilante type stuff. Just kind of keeping an eye on, making sure like nothing was happening. Nothing like, I mean, if there was like someone that needed help or something, like I'd at least lend an ear.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, you could notice as you're kind of walking around. It's a fairly calm night. The city has been quite peaceful as of late. There's been a few rough times in the last few years politically, with either the local peasantry not liking the acts of the nobility, or the nobility getting upset with the peasantry. But the last few months, everything's been fairly calm, and you notice people tend to be fairly happy. You see some children running around gleefully, smiles on their faces. You help a couple old ladies cross the street, presuming that's something you would do.
Well, I gotta get my Boy Scout badges somehow, right?
Yeah, right.
I thought we established we wanted to be Girl Scouts.
Oh no,
Girl Scouts.
that wasn't.
Girl Scout badges.
We're wandering. I'm out for the fresh air, and I brought my drink.
Noticeably, no one complained when you left
Right.
with a drink. They know that if it doesn't come back, you charge it to the ship.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you don't have to make a perception check for this. This is something you could obviously note as you look at the mug. It is not a vanity mug. It doesn't have the name of the establishment on it or anything.
That's good. So nobody would know that that's where we came from. Okay, that's good.
So then, Mew, as you went to take a break and kind of shadow them, is there anything in particular that you're hoping to see?
I am hoping some unfortunate soul tries to test their skill against Tidebreaker-san, so I can have some new material.
Apparently the material last night wasn't working. Sorry, I'm teasing it.
Hey,
I know.
you know, it's an act in progress.
Yeah.
You know,
So good.
Sometimes it's just a rough crowd. I mean,
exactly. You know,
I'm an
the
outsider.
Beatles. The
about as
Beatles
well.
weren't the Beatles until they were the Beatles.
they were even denied a few, record deals.
They were.
So,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I don't know if it helps with my stealth, but if I am not, this is not open knowledge, but if I am not incapacitated, I do not have the need to breathe. So if anyone has any, like extra sensitive ears, it'll just be, me trying to hold my footsteps.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty dumb, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, not to be harsh, but your intelligence is a bit below average.
Mine is average, and I don't have super hearing. So, can I though? Like while we're wandering, it like Tidebreaker seems lost in thought and kinda just enjoying his last night, and I'm just, walking with him. Can I make a perception check to see if I do see them? Like see her behind us?
Yep, so you always have what's called an active perception
Okay.
that is running. So then... Oh, wait for me to get your plugs in. Yep, and so then Endeavor will take 30 points of damage.
Yeah.
Run overboard.
Oh,
I think you're dead like
skewered you.
13
No,
times.
no. Tis only a flesh wound. Tis
It's
only a
only a
flesh wound.
Sorry,
But
So-
scratch.
You're now the one with the peg leg.
Yeah.
that didn't happen. I just had to mess with you. Sorry,
Okay, so
just had to mess with you.
passive.
So am I rolling my stealth against her perception?
Yep, so I mean, if she's actively kind of seeing what's going on,
So,
yeah,
like,
you give me a
I'm-
stealth check.
I mean, so if I'm actively just like, I mean, we're out at night, and granted, I'm with a giant, so I'm feeling like I'm probably pretty secure. But being an outlander and just constantly aware, trying to not get jumped for being an outsider.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would like to check that. So do I have to roll something? What do I roll?
Yep. So you give me a perception, and we'll take that against your stealth check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
I do not
you
pick
feel
it.
like someone may be watching. We have no evidence to back that up.
Okay.
You just
Tiebreaker. Feeling. Get the impression we might not be alone. Again, I'm Irish. It's with my accent tonight.
I'm telling you, it's going to become canon.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, so Mew, I mean, he would have some stories of Sentinel's kindness towards helping old ladies cross the streets. He's probably pulled a few cats out of trees because he doesn't even need a ladder. He can just reach up and grab them. Yeah, but it's your typical good guy stuff. No one is initially kind of stepping out to make a attack. So you might hear occasional typing on my end because that's breaking the fourth wall again. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the DMing side, we have what we call random encounter tables, in which I roll a dice to see if random encounters happen or not. So if you ever hear me randomly typing and you don't see me tweeting or talking in chat, it's probably because I'm rolling random encounters.
Did we just dodge the level 5 raid boss?
Unbreaking that, so you barely avoided being attacked by a dragon.
Awesome.
Wow, I really am stupid if I didn't know there was a dragon around.
It's a stealth trick.
Oh man.
It's like a dragon with a bush in front of it. It's like
I just feel like watching, what was that old Disney movie with the animated dragon?
Pots
Pete's
the Magic
Dragon?
Dragon.
Yeah, I feel like watching that now.
Oh, jeez. Making me feel old.
Yeah.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, so on this walk, you can get fairly late, and you aren't running into any nothing is attacking you or jumping out from the shadows. Whether it's because there's a giant with you, or whether it's because it's a moderately safe location.
I'm betting on it's the 8-foot tall guy in armor.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually fight giant people with armor and
No one's ever
axe
gonna
hammer
notice
things.
me.
But
Yeah, for the record, what I carry is like a hybrid between a warhammer and a battle axe. So on one end it's like an all battle axe, and then the other it's just a huge, like heavy, blunt like warhammer.
So basically, you're the butcher from Resident Evil.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I mean, it gets to the point. The sun is setting. Endeavor has headed back to the tavern, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you guys choose to return to the tavern?
Probably just after, I don't know, like maybe like an hour of wandering, just kind of.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay.
So, like, if we're making our way back to the inn, so I'm we've been wandering around in silence this whole time, awkwardly, helping little old ladies, which is not my nature as an outlander. They can frickin' cross their own roads. Don't
I'm just
understand.
educating you in the ways of adventuring.
Someone is
Exactly.
someday going to attribute that to you when you're running for something. They'll be like, they could freaking walk their own roads. Do you
I
really
need
want
to
to vote this
explain.
person?
Did not roll for destroying old ladies. Did only make the comment. I did not inhale. Okay.
Do you believe it? Do you believe in euthanasia?
Do I have the... God.
Too soon.
Too soon. Way too soon. Tidebreaker, do you have everything for tomorrow? Are your bags are packed?
Yeah, most of my belongings are already on ship, but just a few small things with me.
How do I whisper to people?
/W.
W.
There you go. In stereo.
We can harmonize it if you want.
Yeah. In stereo. then, you, heading to bed then? No, that I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah.
No one in chat
It's a
ever.
rather-
I'm not
it's a rather
hitting on
forward
tiebreaker.
question.
Okay? I'm not hitting on tiebreaker. I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, do you have everything you need for tomorrow? Are you going to bed? These are probing
Sorry.
questions.
At this
I'm
point, I
making
just kind of
conversation.
distance myself and then just kind of half sprint towards the tavern.
It's just, so I have to be, perhaps more forward than I should, but I'm not quite, never been on a, boat for a month. Our people don't really do boats. So, is there anything I should know about this for tomorrow?
Boats, I know nothing about. I am a mountain dweller.
And,
So a boat is a new ship. The water is a new experience for me, but just
do you know how to
remember
swim?
the buddy. I know how to sink.
Alright, so keep that in mind if you get swept over. Okay.
No.
And, tiebreaker. You asked me to join you on this party, so, I take it that, you can watch my back. So
That
I'm
is one thing I
probing
can
you
do.
because I don't trust outsiders, and yet I know of you and have watched you for a long time. So I'm the newbie, and I'd like to know, though, like, I have to trust somebody, and I can't swim. And you hired me, like you invited me to hire me. So I'm probing to see how well, how far does our trust go here?
So essentially, she's coming out and she's like, "I'm kind of a stalker."
That's not it at all. Yes, it's not true. I'm a stalker. I'm a stalker of
So
fame.
right now, one thing I can do for sure is watch your back. I might not know. I might not be the most adequate at swimming, but if there is a fight, I know that I can. You should know that I will have your back on that.
All right. So I have admired your pursuits, but I hope to live through this one day so that I can surpass your own fame. If you don't mind me saying so. I'm not very
fame is-
charismatic
Fame
at
isn't
all.
exactly what I'm aiming for.
Fame is or
I
is
just
not?
want redemption.
I have to find a shiny to bring back home to shove in my father's face.
No.
All right.
So then you,
We're- I mean,
Mew, as you notice they are heading back to the tavern, are you going to try to keep shadowing them, or are you going to try to get back quicker, or what's your plan?
Well, I said I was going to take a break, and if it was only an hour, that's kind of sort of a decent break. When we get to like maybe the equivalent of a block or so away from the tavern, I'm going to double back around whatever building or street we're on. So it looks like I'm coming from the other way, as opposed to right behind them.
Okay. No. So as you guys start approaching the tavern, you see from this other direction, you kind of see Mew coming back. You would recognize them, you're coming from your direction, of course.
She is a blue, 6 foot tall.
Yeah. It's a
scantily
big
clad
blue.
fighter.
Big blue lady.
Yeah.
I'm not big. She's 6 feet, so she's not. She's tall for a woman.
You're taller than me. I'm only 5'10".
Yeah. Much taller than some people I know.
Gee, I don't know who you're referring to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
So we
so
see
like,
her.
do you say anything as you approach
Yeah.
him, or you're just like, oh hey?
Yeah, I like skip up to Tidebreaker, and I go, "Hello, Tidebreaker-san." It's like I see you're out and about with your lovely companion, and I look at Shara, and I smile, and like wink, because I'm totally like misreading, her intentions.
Did you hear
I don't
us?
know. I mean, it sounds like most people are reading them the same way.
Damn it.
Totally misreading her intentions. So.
Tidebreaker isn't apparently.
And
Tiebreaking her, fine, all right? We're shield buddies. It's cool.
That's what they're calling it. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I asked Tidebreaker, if he hopes to run into anything worth battling on our journey on the boat.
Our journey.
Battles aren't something I actively look for, but if I need to protect something or someone from something, then that's what I'll do.
So modest, and and I as I'm talking to you, I get ever so closer to you.
And I
Yeah.
kind of just tense up, and then it's just naturally personal bubble thing for me is just nope. I'm
Yep.
very protective of myself.
Yep, she's a bubble popper. And I go, well, I hope whatever is foolish enough to try and attack us or the ship, you will put on an excellent performance of bravery. I love hearing, and I look forward to seeing your valor in action. And I go and I skip ahead to the door, and I turn around and I look at Chara, and I wink again and give her a thumbs up, and I go into the tavern.
What was that about? That's
I
my
honestly have
reaction.
no idea.
Shouldn't have given her that wine.
I think you were the one that gave her the wine.
I said I shouldn't have given
Oh.
it to her.
Now you're going back to French from
I
Irish?
know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Don't worry about the accent. It'll come and go. We'll mellow out to a combination.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know why her skin is blue? I'm asking because I've never seen a Genasi
Don't
before.
believe.
Yeah. I mean, as a Goliath, you'd be more aware of the Genasi than she would, but this is still probably the first one you've met.
Right. Yeah, I know they're not from around here, and they're quite rare, but I've never seen one myself. I know that there are, 4, 5 different types?
Do you want to make an intelligent, how informed do you want to be about Genasi? I'm just asking because there's a giant blue thing that just flounced in front of my butt, or my face. Flounced their butt in front of my face.
I know that the color of the skin just indicates what element they're affiliated with.
So are they always so flirty?
That I don't know.
I think she was hitty on me. I could have sworn.
No.
Yeah, let that
Alright,
one
so
drop.
let's jump.
Tiebreaker's gonna let that one drop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you guys enter the tavern behind your Genasi soon-to-be friend, I mean, you're aware that she is one of the guards. She's kind of been following. I know she's been following Tidebreaker along for a bit, trying to get stories. So it's one of those you're aware of her, as but you'll soon become better friends.
So it's like I have my own paparazzi.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a minstrel. Maybe that's something that she is aspiring to. But so as you guys walk in, kind of looking around, you notice that the crowd has gotten a fair bit larger. Most of the tables are quite full. The barman is kind of sitting talking to a couple people. There's a few various people. There's a farmhand leaning up against the bar, kind of just looking around, watching what's happening. There's a lot of people at the tables. I'm presuming that the Genasi is going to return to the stage.
Yes, I when I come in. Oh yeah, boo. I come in and I start working in the crowd. So I try to, I'm using as much of my charisma as possible since I am a sexy bitch.
You shake that butt.
And
Get it,
and
get it.
basically, so I don't know how many. I don't know if you ever got a chance. Have you ever seen a big concert in a small venue? But I'm doing the crowd stroll. So basically, I'm heading to the stage so I can start performing again, but I'm like actively, building the crowd up, and I'm working back to the stage.
Mhm. All right. So as you're doing this, give us a performance check as you're coming back. This time we're going to give you advantage. So you're rolling 2d10s, or sorry, 2d20s. You're taking the higher of the two. And that's just kind of symbolizing the expectation the crowd's been without entertainment. You've got some more liquid, not courage, I guess, liquid tolerance.
Woo! Nice.
So yeah, so this time, the crowd is getting pumped. You are hitting your keys, you are hitting your movements, you're hitting your notes. You see some coin making its way up to the stage. People are excited. As the two of you enter, yeah. There's a super drunk halfling dancing on the table. 2 beers,
They come in pints?
He's loving it. Meanwhile, you see, inside joke for some of that. I'll save that for another day. But just, he's enjoying his time, more or less. There's a few other people kind of hanging off in the corners, just sharing quiet conversations, and then the barman handing out as many beers as he is able to sell. Is there anything in particular you guys want to do before you call it a night?
I'm probably just going to go straight to my room.
Okay.
Party people.
Where are the stairs at this point?
Yeah,
Let's put them here.
Okay.
That corner. That kind of leads you up, and the rooms are on the second floor.
Alright, so I'd probably actually, I can't move my token apparently.
Did you select the select move button rather than pan?
No. So I'd actually probably go along this wall and then just make my way.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think I'm gonna note and kind of glance around and be like, I'm not quite ready to go to sleep, so I'm gonna actually wish him good night, but I'm gonna go back to my spot and call for another glass of ale or taggern of ale. Actually, I brought my own back, so I'm gonna go to the bar and be like, I came back. It's nothing around, please.
So all I'm doing in my room is just like polishing the shield and then like sharpening the axe.
Oh, I
Okay.
guess. Do we need to take a rest before tomorrow? Does this count like do I need to take a noob question? Do I have to do something before we leave?
Well, you're a fighter. You're a fighter class, so you don't have to prepare spells or memorize anything or anything like that. So for fighters, it's pretty much you're just pop in your rucksack and try to catch some Z's.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I sharpen my axe like every time I get the chance, just out of meticulous detail.
Okay.
So it's something I've done. So.
And stuff like that, it's more thematic than mechanical.
Okay.
But, if you're like, I'm gonna never sleep after a few days, like, as the DM, I will start imposing detriments.
Okay.
There's actually an exhaustion table, but I hate it, so I don't use it.
Okay. And I'm like, so we've been wandering for like what, 2 hours, an hour at this point. So I'm
About
like,
an hour, yeah.
yeah, I wasn't drunk when we left. I had like a beer, and so now I'm having another, or I'd had like 2, I guess, because like I left with my beer. So like I'm not stone drunk, like. Yeah, I'm not stoned sober. That's what I was going for.
So
yeah.
So you're not like Loken on Friday night.
No, I'm not. So yeah.
So Brian, am I there currently?
Yep.
Is she
So,
sitting?
so you observed them come in. You watched the crowd kind of get really excited as the bard returned. You watched the giant guy disappear up down the hallway.
Okay. My sneaking suspicion was correct. So I'm going to walk up and she's at the table by herself.
Correct.
I'm gonna set the table and be like, "Howdy, darling. How are you doing tonight?"
So the farmhand that you saw as you walked in has approached and started talking to you.
Do I know, like, so we had this confrontation earlier. Do I recognize him, or have you disguised yourself?
You do not recognize him off the bat, no. He just seems like a farmhand looking to unwind.
Okay. Damn, that's hard not to have player knowledge and character knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Welcome to the
really difficult.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I help you with something?
I'm gonna roll an investigation on her. Is she still sandy dirty, correct?
Like, I'm clean! I'm not like a dirt monster!
Oh, well, I thought you came to town and you're covered in sand. It looks like you come off the set of Dune.
Just like covered in dirt. No, like I've been in town. Like I came in, I was like, so we're right on the edge of the desert. Like I was taking, like I got hired with a mercenary, or in a mercenary group. They hired me on as a guy got too drunk, and I was there at the bar, and they were like, yo, like do this run with us, and we went and took like a cavern attack. But like I was back in town for like a couple days, like had a day to recover, get paid, like search around for my next job, and like then did we just get hired today, or did we get hired yesterday? Like have I slept at this tavern yesterday?
You have not. So today is the day that you agreed, or sorry, yeah, today is the day you agreed to take on this job.
Okay, so like I got in
tomorrow,
and I got settled in my room and had a chance to clean up. Like, I haven't bathed, because we don't do that, but, like, I've tidied up, like, you know. I'm just
Okay.
not,
You
like,
put dry shampoo in, they're good.
yeah, a little sand, you know, shoved it off, it's fine. But my
So,
armor is clean, because I take care of that shit. So,
Okay. I'm gonna look her up and down, like investigation, see if I can tell anything that where she's been. Or anything like that, or if she's been in like fights recently or anything like that, or if she's like an aggressive person. So there's 17.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, you can tell, you know, that she's been in town for a bit, gone for a walk, had a couple beers, but you know, she doesn't look disheveled beyond what you'd expect for someone in town.
And for those in chat earlier, we had a run-in, and I was trying to make him sit down and have a drink with me. So my question is, do you recognize me from earlier? Or are you just like, some lady tried to like make me sit down? Like.
So I've been okay. So I'm gonna give a little backstory of like how I used to play D&D. Is that I used to slide notes to the DM, and since with Roll20, I can whisper the DM and be like, "Hey, this is what's going on." And if you guys saw earlier, I made a dice roll just out of nowhere. That's because
Yeah, you can actually do that in private too, as well.
Yeah, you can whisper rolls to the GM.
I want to throw it out there so that keeps you guys on your toes.
You're like, why is it rolling?
I can't like just totally just be like, hey, look, I can't be like behind the scenes the whole time and not letting people know. Like if you see a roll happen, I'm doing something over here. I'm just not being quiet.
Okay.
Just in looking good. So basically, what I've been doing is that I disguised myself to look like a farmhand, and I've been sitting at the bar watching you guys. And now Petra's by herself, and I'm approaching her with a terrible southern accent, and going from there. So as I look at her, I'm be like, yeah, I just never seen you around these parts before. Maybe you want to, sit and talk, and maybe I want to hear your story and see what you're all about.
I don't typically talk to outsiders, but have a good night.
Well, look here, dear. You're the outsider. I'm just giving you some Callenport hospitality.
I don't know what you're selling. Did I help you with something?
I'm not selling
else?
anything.
All I know is I want a T-shirt that says that good old Callenport hospitality.
So apparently we've got
Like a
Irish,
knife
we got
across
French, we
me.
got Italian, and now we've got like this Nolans.
Nolans. Yeah,
Nolans.
this is gonna be a butchered Southern accent. I'm sorry if anyone's watching and is Southern and they're like, he's the worst person ever.
Okay. I'm gonna break this real quick. That apparently, Azarin has to sing Freebird. So that's what's happening.
I don't know all the lyrics to see Freebird.
No, it's going on in the background of
So.
sound. That's what's happening. So, all right. Back to where we were.
Okay.
Just in case anyone can chat his life.
Yeah.
This bard
Yeah.
music.
The crowd has requested this song.
Yes, the crowd has requested.
I think technically it was just me.
Yeah.
Well, you heard a Goliath from upstairs pounding on the floor, yelling, "Freebird! Freebird!"
Let's see here. If I might be more amiable to talking if you helped me out a little.
Oh, I could do that. So I'm gonna go to the bar, and I'm
He
gonna
has
lean
no
over
idea I'm
and be
getting this
like,
all for free, chat.
actually, I do, because I'm gonna be like, I work with the what the hell is the ship's name?
Savar.
Silverport.
Savar.
Savar.
Oh, fuck her!
Be like, I'm with the Savar. Can I have 2 ales, please? 1 whiskey, 1 ale.
The barman
serve
just gives you
whiskey?
a nod and wink.
Okay.
Puts out a big ale mug and a smaller glass, fills the small glass with whiskey, the taller glass with ale.
Mm-hmm.
Then pushing them towards you, he's like, "I presumed that's how you wanted them poured."
Yes, very much so. Thank you, my kind sir. And I give him 2 silver pieces that I gained earlier, and
Pocket silver.
then I make my way back, and I sit at the table and put the beer in front of her, and be like, "Here you go, darling."
Thank you. And I take this giant and I put it next to the other tankard I have, which looks exactly identical. What kind of hospitality were you expecting? Because I'm not a bedwarmer.
Neither am I. I'm gonna tell
That's
you, I
good.
just wanted to talk to someone. I just wanted to talk to someone. You know, hear this story. Sometimes I like to hear people from that travel about. Sometimes adventurers, sometimes merchants. You know, and talk to them and see what they're doing and brought them to Kalimpor. It's a lovely, lovely city.
Yes, we helped some old ladies tonight. Seems very peaceful.
Mm-hmm. So what brings you to Kalimpor, though?
Work, primarily. I leave tomorrow, though.
Oh, where are you going?
I don't know. I don't ask usually when they pay me money. I just go.
You just go?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the only thing I could think of that's going on, I know the Sivara was hiring merchants.
Hey,
Uh,
yes.
I turned.
Sivara has hired me for a journey. But I expect it to
Are
be
you- are you-
very easy.
Are you a bodyguard? Are you gonna be one of these nobles in town? Are you becoming a bodyguard?
Your accent offends me. That's not what she understands. Okay, so you asked me if I'm with the nobles or anything like that.
Yeah.
No, I'm hired, and I just got back from the desert, I suppose I could tell you that. And, but no, I generally hire for work, but not with nobles. They can't survive.
So I imagine then you're with the Sivara if you're gonna be leaving tomorrow.
Yes. But
That's just
I had decided I needed one last solid land experience, so I'm staying up while my friend is upstairs.
As he's doing this, is there like any crumbs on the table?
There can be.
I'm taking some of the crumbs and like kind of scooping them in my hand and taking out Cicero and like feeding him.
You see a man unpocket a mouse.
Do you normally keep vermin in your jacket?
This is Cicero. He's my best friend.
Where I come from, we eat them.
Well, where we come from, They're vermin too, so.
I was about to say, you also eat them, let's be honest.
Would you like a rat burger?
Diced with ketchup.
So-
Rat burger, home of the rat burger. May I take your order?
Like fries with that? Okay. Okay, so they're also vermin. So why aren't you keeping it as a snack for later?
No, this is my pet.
What is a pet to you? Like, so normally I'm just gonna give, like, we only keep dogs because they're attack dogs. Like, we don't have a lot of, like, my only experience with, like, pets is with nobles, and I, have issues.
I mean, it's a pet. Well, what you do is that you make a domicile, and you keep it around, and it's friendly, and it's like a companion.
It lives in your pocket and is, you talk to this creature?
Well,
have you
it's
seen a
tiny.
doctor
I don't
lately?
keep other pets in my pocket. I don't get a dog and go try to stuff it in there, or like have a dog in my pants and try to walk around. No, I just it's smaller, so it's easier to hold around like that. It's nothing. I understand it can be a little complicated, dear, but it's a lovely little beast.
Whatever keeps you happy, I suppose.
It
But
does
about
keep
you, though, I've entertained your questions. You tell me, what are you doing here, farm boy?
Oh, I usually come here to unwind after a hard night working the fields. We grow some bean stock, and then we also have some potatoes, and we trade them to local inns here, and sometimes that's how you get some of the food, the lovely pub food you get here.
And do you normally have 2 silvers to plop down on the table for food?
Sometimes I do. Today I was feeling generous.
Mm-hmm.
It's not every day you get to meet a female warrior such as yourself.
Tread carefully, farm boy. Okay. So I'm gonna ask an out of character question. What how far, like, am I answering? I'm gonna do this correctly, I think.
And I just realized, like, the air genocide is playing Freebird in the background.
Dude, this song, like, she's just like rocking out, like, yes.
The whole crowd's, and we're just having this serious
It's just-
conversation.
Me tries to please the crowd.
So you can tell that I'm, like, not really interested. Like, I'm trying to, like, subtly placate you because, like, I'm like, I don't want to, like, be rude.
Oh, yeah.
Because, but like I'm also, like, kind of, like, trying to edge my way to, like, find anything else to look at because I'm also, like, I don't want to talk to you. So,
Oh, I way noticed that.
okay, so careful, farm boy.
Mm-hmm.
These daggers aren't for show. I used them earlier on a gentleman who was trying to leave after a very interesting encounter.
Oh, yeah, this very bomb?
Yes. He was rather clumsy
Um,
with his money. I was curious as to why. In fact, I think it was silver I saw. God, now I have to double check that.
A lot of people have silver in town, madam.
So wait,
There-
so your
there
dress
is
is
a
a complete,
currency.
like, you completely changed clothes. You don't look like an urchin anymore. Like, you completely changed your disguise. Like, you Sherlock Holmes this
Yep.
shit. Okay.
Yep.
Alright, damn it. Okay, alright. Okay. What did you say last? Sorry. Q?
But, but you have a very interesting story, and I thank you for telling me your tale. But I have to go make my rounds and meet other people and hear other stories. I apologize, but you have a lovely night, miss, and then get up and walk away with my whiskey.
Alright, and I'm gonna go back to drinking my beer, figuring that some poor farm boy tried to just hit on me. Okay.
Alright, so is there anything else you guys want to do, or should we just jump to the following morning?
I'm
am
good.
good.
I'm sleeping.
Alright. So in that case,
So you said I may have earned some coin. What can I roll for that?
yeah, so give me 1d6 plus 3.
D6 plus 3. Okay, hold
Yep.
on.
And that is how much silver people will have. Cumulative silver. Some of it was copper and whatnot. But cumulatively, how much silver you earned.
Let's see. Let's roll. So it's D6 plus 3. Roll it.
It's a pet. You pet them. Sorry. God.
7
Seven,
silver
not bad.
pieces.
So at this point, we're running a bit late, but that's all right because we can do whatever we want. So I believe we're going to take a short break,
Yes.
and then we will reconvene in the morning at the ship.
Okay.
So I'll hand it over to one of you to do that thing.
Do that thing, like talk to chat. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
the break thing.
The fourth
Well, I'm
wall.
going to deal with my dogs. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take off this chainmail.
I'm like sitting here like adjusting my arm bracers. Okay, so chat, thank you guys for being patient while we did our first. I hope you could deal with the conversations. We're all just trying to get our know our characters. It's our first night playing D&D as a group, so I hope everyone is having fun so far. That ends our first half. We're going to take a brief break, and then you can go to the next video on the playlist to catch the second half of the action.